Hi, and welcome back to the Future of SaaS Festival. We hope you're enjoying the presentation so far. Just a quick reminder, if you're not already a member of our Slack community, follow the link at the top of the event website to network and join the discussion. Yep, so we can get started with Vish Walia, who will be talking to you today. Thank you, Vish.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, evening to all of you. Welcome to this Future of SaaS Festival. I'm Vish Walia, and I'm super excited to be among all of you today and share my presentation, Future Ready Your Business in the New Normal 2.0. I'm also looking forward to attend other sessions from fellow speakers. It's a great opportunity to connect, learn new insights from fellow speakers. So let's get started. Let me share my screen and we will get started with the presentation. Perfect. As my presentation is about future ready your business in the new normal 2.0, before I begin, who am I? I'm a passionate customer success manager who loves to work with customers and help them in their strategic planning, technology adoption, and make sure that they achieve business value realization from their technology investments. Since last year, I've been working with my customers and helping them identify new ways to serve their customers and developing new apps to serve their customers better. In doing so, I found out that for companies to survive and thrive and conquer the crisis like COVID, they have to become future ready. And that led me to learn the intricacies of developing strategies for future. And I recently pursued a Harvard course on strategy and execution. I also connected with bright minds at leading organizations like Accenture, BCG. The presentation that I'm going to share with you is sum total of the proven concepts from Harvard, key findings from companies like Accenture, BCG, and McKinsey, and my personal experience. Future ready. Why would companies would want to aspire to become future ready? Based on what's going on in the world, the economic turmoil, the business climate, it's imperative for companies to predict about their future. And the best way to predict about the future is to build the future. See, companies would want to become future ready, not only that they want to build the future, but there's a huge payoff. According to a survey done by Accenture, future ready companies get a lot of payoff. And here's what the study demonstrates. Even in the midst of economic turmoil, very small core of companies, 7%, were future ready, and they achieved greater success. Future ready companies achieved 3 times more profitability, 2 times more efficiency, even in the midst of the current crisis. They also achieved performance gains in innovation, customer experience, and employee engagement. The study also revealed that the key to success for future-ready companies was their digital adoption. The speed and scale of digital adoption for future-ready companies was unparalleled. 9 out of 10 companies had embraced cloud infrastructure. 67% of companies had end-to-end digital processes. This tells that any company who wants to be successful, even in the midst of crisis, should become future ready. In this pursuit, I have put together a scalable and simplified framework that can kickstart companies' future ready journey. I will share a very simplified version of the framework, but please feel free to contact me if you want further details. So let's get started. Future Ready Business Framework is based on 3 key pillars: reimagine your business, redefine your processes, and recharge employees. Reimagine business. How do you want to serve your customers? How do you want to engage with the employees? Redefine processes means overhaul your vital business processes to digitally enable processes to gain operational excellence, to achieve more ROI, and recharge your employees so that you can enable them to foster a culture of innovation that drives future readiness. Now, for companies to become future ready, they can use the three key levers: strategy, digital, and people. And how to leverage that? Companies can use strategy as a map, digital as a lever, and people as enabler. In this presentation, I will share the proven artifacts, techniques, and frameworks that a company can implement to kickstart their future readiness. Strategy map. The new normal 2.0 demanded companies to reset their strategy. How would they serve and connect with their customers? How would they engage with the employees? And that reset begins with strategy map. Strategy map is a proven artifact by Harvard. It helps companies to crystallize their big picture goals, measures, and targets. It also gives executives a platform to discuss and define their key goals based on the four fundamentals of any business, that is, financials, customer, process, and employees. Once we have penciled the big picture objectives, those are communicated to everyone in the company so that everyone is on the same page on what to achieve. I personally use this framework and have had great success using it. I recently used this framework at one of my financial customers in Canada, and we had a great discussion on the big picture objectives and then went deep dive into each line of businesses. I would say three key benefits that companies gain by leveraging this kind of framework is it gives a visual presentation of company's strategy. Second, it unifies all the goals, right? It unifies all the goals into one strategy. And last but not the least, it tells employees that what are the goals, measure, and targets for them to achieve. So it inspires them to be part of the bigger objective of the organization. Any company can leverage this framework. If a company aspires to be future ready, they need to have one team, one dream, and one plan. That's exactly what Strategy Map offers. But it's still not complete. Let's see how. Strategy Map focuses on intended strategy. Intended strategies are the plans that companies intend to implement to achieve desired goals in a given market condition. I said given market condition. What if the market condition changes? If a market condition changes, the strategies that were planned in advance may not work, and companies would need new set of strategies. So future ready companies need a different kind of strategies that can anticipate strategic uncertainties, unplanned risks, and threats, and they can respond spontaneously on those. So for this, Harvard has built a four-step plan to develop emergent strategy mechanism. Let's see how that works. It starts with a business strategy that focuses on identifying and monitoring strategic uncertainties that may erupt due to customer preferences, customers going from in-store shopping to virtual shopping, or it could happen due to competitor landscape, launch of competitor's superior product or service at a lower price, or could be due to disruptive technology like artificial intelligence or machine learning, or a natural calamity or crisis like COVID. So this helps us to keep close monitoring of these strategic uncertainties. The next step is to implement an interactive control systems. We want to make sure that we are interactively controlling what is happening in the market. And who better than our employees to act as those intelligence agents? With interactive control systems, we encourage our customer facing employees to gather the information on the ground, information about their customers, market, competitors, information about what's changing, why it's changing, and what can be done. We've seen that typically companies follow top to down approach, where management tells the employees to take action and employees take action on that information or learning. This emergent strategy encourages employees to gather that intelligence from the market and provide back to the management. This bottom up information sharing approach is the hallmark of emergent strategies. During these crises, there was a big void that was exposed. Most of the companies have major and robust intended strategies, but they have minimal or no emergent strategies. They follow top-down approach, but not the bottom-up approach. So by following the bottom-up approach, companies can find out what is happening on the ground, what is happening with their customer, franchises, and competitors, and they can take action. So this information that we gathered using interactive control systems stimulate debate and dialogue among the higher management. Now, higher management is equipped with information about the ground reality, and they are ultra sensitive to what's happening and what can be done. And then they can revise the action plan accordingly. Most of the companies have been following intended strategies, but the current crisis has taught us that it's not just the intended, but intended and emergent strategies coming together will form the realized strategies. And this is the genesis and the basis of a future-ready companies where they have these planned strategies, but they're also monitoring continuously on those unplanned threats, risks, and opportunities, and are taking action accordingly. So moving forward, the second key driver for future-ready companies is digital. Digital is the future, and future is now. The current crisis accelerated the digital transformation projects at various companies. Our own CEO, Satya Nadella from Microsoft, stated last year that we saw 2 years of digital transformation in just 2 months. According to a study done by Deloitte, 87% of companies believe that digital will disrupt their industry, but only 44% of them are prepared for it. So there's a 4-step plan to develop a robust digital transformation roadmap. It begins with analyzing the current assessment of your business processes, your sales management, your supply chain management. Then the focus is on the future vision. The output of the strategy map that we discussed earlier fuels the future vision. Here, companies need to be innovative. They must determine that how they want to manage their customers, how they want to engage with their employees, how they want to optimize their business processes. That forms the genesis of future vision based on 3 key tenets: process, technology, and people. Then the focus is on identifying the systemic gaps, expose the inefficiencies, and find out the opportunities to develop digital and creative solutions that will build the roadmap to take the company from the current state to the future state. Let's take a deeper dive into what I mean by that. For companies to build a robust digital transformation plan, they need to start with end in mind, right? We should start with the future vision. And that was the purpose of Strategy Map 2. So the output of Strategy Map forms the basis for future vision. Once the company has identified that what they want to achieve in terms of their process, technology, and people, then they can work backwards. Then the re-engineering process begins. In this example, the company wanted to maximize their operational efficiency. In order to achieve that, they had to work backwards. They worked on key areas and developed digital solutions like business intelligence, operational integration, and customer lifecycle analysis. Similarly, companies who want to build a robust digital transformation roadmap, they can follow the same plan. They can start with the future vision, identify the key areas that they want to achieve, and then start to build digital solutions that will take their company from the current state to the future vision. According to a study done by MIT, companies that have done digital transformation, they have achieved 26% more profitability than their peers and enjoy 12% more market valuation. It is evident that companies that have kickstarted and are maturing their digital adoption are much more closer in their future readiness than their peers. Even in the study done by Accenture, it was clearly highlighted that digital is at the center of future-ready companies. The speed and scale of digital transformation for those companies is unparalleled. Now let's turn our focus to the third and the last key driver, employees. Employees are the greatest and golden assets for any company. The current crisis brought a new paradigm shift to the world of work. 62% of companies were working remotely. It is said that out of those 62, 53% of companies would want to keep virtual as a permanent mode of engagement with employees. Having said that, this crisis has also demanded companies to create a culture that energizes employees to make their companies future ready. In order to do that, companies can follow this empowerment plan that begins with fostering a future-ready culture. Companies must foster a culture where employees feel encouraged to innovate, to do creative things. It's okay to fail, but fail fast. There's a term coined called employeur. Future-ready companies need employeurs, employees that think and act like entrepreneurs, because entrepreneurs are resourceful, creative, and they get the work done. Similarly, future-ready companies need employers to take action on the most important things that matter to a company. And at the end, there should be a reward system based on the innovation or the employer actions taken by employees. Peopleology. It's a beautiful term again coined that highlights the harmony between people and technology. It is quite evident that the future of work will require people and technology to work in harmony. People must see technology as their allies, not as forced systems that they have to use. It should be the other way around. They should see them as their enablers. Companies also should be proactive on why, how, and what technology they want the employees to use. And it can be done in three ways: by educating employees on the new technologies and why it's helpful for them and the organization. It can also be done by engaging them in the selection of technologies and ensuring that proper feedback from employees is taken in order to make sure that the kind of technology helps in their day-to-day job. And third, empower employees to use technology that helps them to act faster and smarter. With all these three matrices and factors, companies can build and sustain peopleology and harmony among people and technology. Now look at the last pillar of this Empower plan: learning and growing. It's important to create a culture of learning where employees are learning new skills, complement skills. They should have a growth mindset where they can think beyond their day-to-day job. It's also okay to dial up the performance pressure by asking employees to do a little bit more work than their comfort zone. It helps them to grow new capabilities and extend those capabilities to do new things for the company. At the end, it's important for employees to get a regular and fair feedback on their performance so they can continue the learning and growing journey. At the end, I'll say that the three key drivers: strategy, strategy as a map, digital as a lever, and people as enabler, they should be working in tandem, firing the gas with all the cylinders. For future ready companies, these three key drivers have to work together and make sure that that becomes a culture of the organization. I know in the interest of time, I could share a simplified version, but if you have any questions or want more information about this framework or how it can be implemented, feel free to reach me at the contact details given below. With this, I once again say you thank you. It was great to be here and share the insights how to future ready your business in the new normal 2.0.
Thank you so much to Vish for presenting there. It was a really interesting presentation. So we do actually have a question here from Jackie. So Jackie says, loving this level of detail. What are some of the best ways that you've seen managers empower their employees?
That's a great question, Jackie. I would say there are a couple of things, but I'll share, two key things that I've seen employers or managers implementing. One is, encouraging employees to innovate. Right now, we are forced with a situation that is totally unexpected. It's okay to have, no solutions, but if we encourage our employees to think outside the box, make them feel that, being not okay is okay. Like if even they create mistakes, that's okay. But fail fast, be creative, and encourage that kind of culture or mindset goes a long way in conquering the crisis that we are facing today.
Absolutely.
The second thing I will share is there is a technical term called entrepreneurial gap. And I'm sharing this because I recently pursued a course. It talks about how, as a manager, you can tweak the job design so that it encourages employees to be more innovative. And you can read on it on the internet, or happy to connect with you, that there are ways you can put your checks and balances in a job design that helps employees to be more resourceful, creative, and innovative.
Absolutely. And we've actually had the opposite question here. So what are some of the worst ways that you see managers try to empower their employees?
That's a good one too. See, successful companies don't tell their employees what to do. Successful companies chalk out a boundary. That's called a strategic boundary, and tell their employees that, this boundary is off limit. You can stay within this boundary and do whatever you want. Because if we start to tell our employees what to do, then we kind of killing the whole innovative aspect of them. We should encourage their creativity, but at the same time, it's important that they are creative in the best interest of themselves and the organization. We don't want to spend time on something that is not useful for the organization. So because of that, we chalk out that boundary and let them do whatever they want. So, following those two steps, I think, go a long way. It was a saying from, I think, Steve Jobs that, we don't hire smart people and then tell them what to do. We hire smart people and let them do what they want. But I'll just add one more thing. Let them do what they want in the best interest of the organization.
Absolutely. And as you say, it sort of encourages that innovation and those people to use the skills that they have, but obviously to keep that direction going so it's not just sort of going everywhere.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. That's actually all the questions that we have time for today, but thank you so much for that presentation. It was really interesting. And hopefully you can connect with Vish. His LinkedIn is just up there in the chat box, and also on our Slack community as well.
Thank you, Gemma. And thank you, Future of SaaS. Great.
Thanks very much. We'll see you again soon. Bye.